Welcome back, diehards. I hope that all has been well for you, and I hope that you have been receiving love and abundance and radiation in a positive manner. I hope that all has been well and that you have been finding inspiration and motivation in tenfolds. And I hope that you are ready to dive into this next episode where we are going to embark with the Diamonds Are Forever, which is a triple diamond front piece and a 6 diamond spine, which you guessed it, that's 6 diamonds on the spine, and a half diamond sleeve. And so we're going to really bring together all the different ways to embark and to dial in your diamond designs here on this episode. So hope you're ready. Keep in mind that when trying to choose a new tie-dye design or your next tie-dye design, I would definitely recommend choosing something that is within your technical understanding range, but always try to implement something new or something that you haven't done this quite the same way into your new projects. And this will allow you to grow your technique and grow your understanding in small increments, and allow you to slowly but surely become a master of your craft. And so, yeah, keep that in mind. That's something that I recommend. Another tip that I would suggest is when you're viewing different tie-dye artists' works, when you're looking at these other shirts, try to notice and take note on how the different folds and the different binds look on these finished complete shirts. That way, in your mind's eye, you'll be able to grow the process, and you'll be able to map out the process in your mind before you map it out on a shirt. And that's another way to get your understanding and your knowledge up to par with these different tie-dye designs. And of course, nothing comes without practice, and so practice makes perfect. Ultimately, you're going to want to test them out as much as you can, and don't be disheartened if it doesn't come out perfect, because rarely does anything come out perfect on the first try. So Rome wasn't built in a day, so keep that in mind and try to implement that, and try to take that to heart and have that be a part of your process, because I definitely recommend it. I think that it for sure has helped me, and I'm sure that it'll help you as well. And so right here, notice we're just getting this shirt ready to add the binder clips to it. And so for keeping the shirt together as we get into these more technical folds and binds, it involves a lot of flipping the shirt and folding the shirt, of course. And so I recommend putting these binder clips on different angles around the shirt, like on the top shoulder or underneath the arm, and then in the center points of the front and back shirt, the front and back part of your mirror fold. And of course, the mirror fold is when you pull one sleeve through the other and you attach them at the 2 different seams and have the shirt separated into 2 parts, the front and the back of the shirt, because this will give you a very symmetric and butterfly effect mirrored look. And so, yeah, try to implement that one as much as possible. That's one of my favorites for sure. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments. We'll have a talk about it. And so notice here how I'm going back over, and I am taking my time and being sure to get each individual fold dialed in and get it to be as symmetrical and as even with the rest of them. You don't want to have any that are too high or too low, for when you start to bind it, it will cause it to fold over onto itself, and that'll kind of restrict the dye flow, and that'll kind of restrict the dye application as far as controlling that symmetrical look and that symmetrical finish end result. And so right here, I'm actually using floss, and I'm just going over the shirt with floss, just binding each little section into its own section. Yeah. So what you want to do is, from the inside, or from where you put your initial magic marker line, you want to bind that off and then work your way in towards the center, and that'll actually allow you to just go section by section, and it is an indicator for what you can do with different colors. So that's where you're going to actually put your pattern down in the dye. And so you want to go as evenly and as symmetrical as possible, and just know that each section will be a different ring of that finished product. And so right here we're just doing a box fold, and then we are going to go at a 45-degree angle across from the top shoulder down, and that is going to give us, or from the top corner down, I'm sorry, as you see me doing here, and that's going to give us that 6 folded diamond, because we folded the shirt into 6 equal increments. And so when we unfold it, that is going to fold out into full diamonds. And so yes, that is how you achieve that. Set in stone. So you can't do anything the wrong way, or you can't do anything that is not allowed, pretty much. And so as long as you get a product and a finished result that you're happy with, then that's what's important. So sometimes I'll use different dyeing techniques. I have to RIT color remover the whole shirt sometimes, and that's all part of the process too. So that's how you dial in these different techniques and different designs and different patterns, and even just with getting the dye color that you want. So sometimes when I'm trying to think of a new color palette to use, or as I'm trying to implement a color pattern, I will just, or color palette rather, I'll just get one of my shirts that I've used as a practice shirt, and I'll just kind of map out the different color pattern on there. That way I can see if it's something that I'm going to want to go with, or what I can use to make it a little bit more bold or pop a little bit more, or see if it needs more water or more dye or anything like that. So keep that in mind, and that's another little technique and a little lesson that you could use as your own and help you to implement your tie-dye projects. So yes, that would be great. And right here we're doing the same thing as we did on our initial diamond, the triple diamond for the half diamond sleeves. It's the same method. You just map out your diamond on the sleeve on just half of it, and then you just follow that line, and then the binding is the same process as the triple diamond in the beginning. And right here we're doing a trip style fold for the rest of the body of the shirt. And this is because I like to have a smoky type finish that connects the main sections of the shirt, the spine, the front piece, and then the sleeves. And honestly, you could even implement doing some on the sides of each one, and we'll have to show another video with us demonstrating that, just so you can have a better understanding. And this is what the shirt looks like when it's finished and ready to start the dye application. What I'm doing now is I'm actually going back over with magic marker, and I'm just making some reference points for myself, so I know where I want to have the dye start and stop, and I want to have my clear visuals on that. That way I know, okay, right here is where the mandala or the geode or the pleat or whatever it may be, this is where it starts and stops. And so right here you've seen how I marked off all the three different diamond sections, and so that'll be the main points of the shirt, and then the rest will be a trip style design that brings them all together. And so keep in mind how we're applying the dye here. This is actually chartreuse that we're using right here, chartreuse, and then we're coming in with a fuchsia pink, and I think that those two colors next to each other really complement and really are bold and really help the other one pop. We're coming back with more of the fuchsia pink, and as well as petal pink is what we're alternating between the two different pinks. And we do that so that way we have a better transition color, and we have a better blend of colors, and that way the color palette can really flow and be something that has both boldness and brightness, but yet is a calm and fluid flowing finish on the shirt. And so that's going to be something that you'll learn with time, just during your color application journey. And so you see me here coming in with violet purple, and again I'm alternating between violet purple and royal purple, and those are going up against those pinks that I was alternating. And next we have neon green and turquoise blue that we are alternating between. And this is just to give more contrast and give more complement to the colors next to it. Those purples blend in with those blues very nice, and then that green really gets a good separation and a good range of colors on the color palette. And so that's why we try to implement them this way. And then you want to go in a roundabout motion and just kind of map out where you're going to have your dye, where the main colors are going to be, and then you just continue to go over them in a roundabout motion. That way you give the material time to absorb the dye, and that way when it is finished you'll get a really good saturation and you'll get really good dye absorption. And this is the best way to achieve this. And just continue to go in a roundabout and keep in mind the different colors that are going to blend together and the different ones that are going to bleed together, and try to use colors that complement each other or colors that form a new color even. And so like you see me doing here with the blues and the purples, and then I believe I do come with a cherry red around those pinks and then around those purples as well. That way all those colors can bleed into each other and can form a really cool, really interesting, unexpected result. And so that's really why I like using the trip style to bind together the rest of the shirt, because I feel like the finished result with something that you can't really ever plan out to be exactly how you want it. You kind of get an idea, but you can't really guarantee it, but it looks beautiful and it looks like it was intentional, and it looks something it's different every single time. And so that's one of the beauties of it, and that's one of the beauties of this whole art process, is that it's part of the art of it is the randomness and the unexpected results that you really only get because the universe decided that you were going to get them. And so that's one of the main reasons why we like to implement this style to bind together the rest of the shirt. And I think that that is something that is a cornerstone of the whole tie-dye game and the whole tie-dye creating process. And so yeah, keep that in mind. And right here you see us dabbing up some of that excess dye, and that's just to get the shirt ready to absorb more dye. And so here's the reveal, the Diamonds Are Forever reveal. And notice those different colors and how those colors blend together. Notice the different separation. Notice that bold separation line in white around those center purple diamonds. And those are the sleeves right there. And try to take a look at that chartreuse, how that was the original initial color that we had put down, and how that made its way all the way to the center of the shirt, and how it stayed one of the finished result final colors. And so yeah, keep that in mind. And right here we're going to be showing the spine of the shirt, that 6 diamond spine. Let me know what you think. And yes, of course, thank you for your time. We're about ready to wrap this up. Thank you for your patience, and we appreciate you sticking with us till the end. And we thank you again. Please like and subscribe. It is very much appreciated. But we will see you soon. We will see you in the next one. Don't be afraid to tie-dye. Don't be afraid to tie-dye the world. And we'll see you next time. All right. We love you. Bye-bye.